I found something. It had been here all along, but somehow I missed it. I was reading the Constitution in the 14th Amendment. You know, the one that says we're guaranteed equal protection under the law. The one that says, nor shall any state deprive any person of life. In that same 14th Amendment says this, in Section 5, Congress shall have power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. In other words, Congress is supposed to make laws to make sure the Constitution is enforced. Things like equal protection. Things like making sure the states don't deny the right to life from any human being. Well, it may be that members of Congress have missed this provision as well, and we're going to inform them on a campaign, a heart card campaign. And we've got it all written out, and all you have to do is sign your name and send it with a click of a button through the Postal Service. And here's what it says. It says, just as slavery wasn't a state's issue, neither is the right to life. It is God-given, inalienable, and guaranteed in the Constitution you swore to uphold. Please let me know if you will co-sponsor the federal heartbeat bill, H.R. 682, because to deny a heartbeat is to deny science. To ignore it is heartless and a violation of the oath you took. So we have made it as simple as we can so that you can click a button and send this real, tangible postcard through the mail to the members of Congress. The first choice, you can send it to President Trump, Vice President Vance, and the United States Supreme Court. They all swore to uphold the Constitution. Let's remind them that part of what the Constitution says is that we need legislation to enforce the guarantees that are in our Constitution, like equal protection. You can also click the second button, and that's one that will include every Republican member of Congress. Or the third button, which I think is a great choice, that also sends it to every Republican in the United States Senate. So it sends it to the Republicans in the Senate, the Republicans in the House, the President, Vice President, and the Supreme Court. That's a great option. And there's one other option. If you choose, you can send it to everyone in Congress, including the Democrats. Whether they listen or not, they will hear that they also swore to uphold the Constitution. They took an oath, and in that Constitution says we are guaranteed equal protection. And as we say in the postcard, that equal protection should extend to our fellow human beings who plead for action with each detectable heartbeat. And it also says, nor shall any state deprive any person of life. You know, like what's going on. So click one of the buttons so that we can send this message to the President, to the Congress, to those who swore to uphold the Constitution, including the United States Supreme Court. It's time we actually follow what our Constitution says and do what it says to do, and that is pass appropriate legislation, like the Federal Heartbeat Bill, to enforce the equal protection under the law.